Okay, so I had to stop the video there for a moment because I thought I could switch between the camera that faces me and the one that's on the other side of the phone, but I couldn't, so I'm going to have to piece this together. Anyway, we have a market, as you can see right there. That's our school market, and they sell, basically packaged food, sodas, candy bars, ice cream. They have a few toiletry items that the kids can use who live here on campus, but it's not a huge market. But I tell you, during break time, when you have, I think there's almost 2,000 students that go to school here. At break time, it is a nightmare getting in there. It's just packed wall to wall people, and the lines get long because they only have 2 registers working. And there's only 2 or 3 people that work in there anyway. But anyway, so that's the market. This is the outside of my apartment building. I'm going to show you that in another video. And I'm going to give you a general idea here. These are the dormitories for the students here. Now, on our campus, the majority of the students are just general Chinese high school students who come here. It is a public school, I believe. I don't think it's private. I believe it's public. But they have to pass a certain exam to get in here. The reason being is Liangfeng has over 100 years of history, and it is known to be one of the top high schools in at least Jiangsu province, which is a large province, about the size of Illinois, I think, if not bigger. It might be even one of the top high schools in China. So it has a great reputation, and everyone wants to send their child here. On top of that, we have an international program. Some kids coming down here. We were playing basketball. So, hi boys. Say hi to everyone. So, they're making fun of me. Bye-bye. Sorry. What was I saying? We also have an international department here, which I work in, where it's private, so all the kids are paying extra to come into our program, and we teach them for their sophomore and junior year of their high school, and then their senior year we send them off to America, mostly in Wisconsin, but throughout America to some high schools there, and they'll finish their high school in America, and then that gives them a jumping point to go on to university. And they do pay extra. We only accept about 70 or 75, I think we're at right now, new students every year. This last intake exam time, and they have to take an exam and pass it, we had 162 potential new students that wanted to come into our international department. They pay quite a bit of money to do this, and they have to have certain expectations. They have to pass a TOEFL exam, which is an English-based speaking exam. Yeah, most colleges and high schools in America require international students to pass to make sure that they understand the material being taught in the classrooms and such. And then they have other things. They have to pass their SATs and that type of thing. But they don't have to take the Gaokao, which is kind of interesting. The Gaokao is China's SAT, if you will. Every high school student must take the Gaokao and pass it in order to go to university. Through this Gaokao, based on their scores, it tells them what university they're able to go to, and also tells them what studies that they can do. I think they get a choice, but it's not like here in China where if a student wants to be a doctor, they can't just go to university and say, oh, I want to be a doctor, or I want to be a teacher, or I want to do this, or I want to do that. They are dictated as to what they can and cannot do for their career, unless they pay privately and go, usually I think out of the country. I don't think they do that here. Those who do not pass the Gaokao, they go on to trade schools. I'm going to go ahead and walk here so you can see things as I go. Keep that in mind about the Gaokao. Just show you, these are throughout the campus. These are trash bin areas, and people come by here. Chinese women mostly will come by here, and they'll rummage through all the trash, all the bags, finding recyclables, plastics and stuff, think cardboard, or anything else that they can use or sell. So we really don't have to recycle like we would maybe in America or some other countries. They do it on their own, and they do it for extra money. So every morning they come out here and go through it. Sometimes they make a mess, sometimes they don't. But throughout China, not just at schools, but in the apartment complexes or anywhere, you always see usually older women going through the trash, scavenging for things that they can sell or recycle. Then we have our basketball courts here. This is where the boys were just coming from. They were out here playing basketball, and these get used quite a bit during school. Right now, the school is closed for summer. They were let out of their classes just a few days ago. But so it's going to be quiet here for a little while. And I'm leaving off to go to my summer camp in 2 days, so I won't be here. These are the dorms. I'll give you a better idea. 4 kids to a dorm. Seniors are on the bottom level, and then juniors, sophomores, and then freshmen at the very top. And there are no elevators; it's all stairs. So as you progress through your schooling, the better it becomes. Anyway, back to what I was talking about with the Gaokao, with these kids. If they don't pass their Gaokao, then they are required to, well, not required, they go to these training schools. So they learn carpentry skills and heavy machinery skills and those type of things. And actually, I think that is better, because I saw a report not long ago, well, probably about a year ago. We have a population here in China of 1.4 billion people. Every year, millions and millions of students graduate from university. They come out of university and they can't find jobs. So they have to take jobs wherever they can find it. So they work in restaurants and factories and stuff that aren't even related to what they studied. And as a result, you get this unemployment thing and dissatisfaction with the Chinese system and all that. The interesting thing is those who go to these training schools, these skill schools, they have companies that actually go to the schools and try to hire them. And because there's such shortage of people who do these skills. So if you learn how to operate a crane or a bulldozer, if you know how to do electrical wiring, if you know how to do plumbing, if you know any of this stuff, you're hired. You have a job when you come out, and they're not bad paying jobs. So that's quite beneficial. Anyway, here we have one of 3 guard rooms, gates to our school. This is the south gate, and we have a guard that's usually sitting here unless it's locked. It's locked now for the season. It looks like they got a chain on it, but they have a remote control, and this gate will move open to allow people to pass through. And there's a guard here most of the time. The main gate has a guard 24/7, and then the other 2 gates, like this one, will be closed when the school is closed or in the evenings. And then across the street here we see a kindergarten. It's not affiliated with us, And it's a very expensive kindergarten. When parents come to pick up their kids, you'll see Lamborghinis, you'll see Porsches, you see expensive cars just line the street to pick up the kids. So they're doing well. And then also across the street there, they have a drum school, which is always fun when they're giving lessons because you hear the drums. It's right across from my apartment, so that sound just comes in. And you hear them playing this music, and it's like, E, ah, san, se, E, ah, san, se, and they're playing the drums to this. And so it gets tiring after a while. E, ah, san, se means 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that gets annoying. And then there's a martial arts school for kids across the street too, and so they have their windows open. You hear the group of kids yelling and screaming, their chants and stuff as they do their workouts. And then even at the kindergarten, usually in the mornings and sometimes in the afternoons, you hear them playing music for the kids to do exercise or just entertainment. And a lot of times it's Western music, so you hear like We Are the Champions, you hear children's songs such as Ring Around the Rosie, Pocket Full of Toesies. You hear all kinds of things coming out of there. So, always some sort of noise, it seems like, that comes over there. So here we have exercise equipment. Kids will come out here and they'll do their gym classes, and they have to pass certain exercise classes. And then this is our sports field, and kids come out here and play soccer / football. Well, what they call it football, we call it soccer. And then we do other things. We have like sports day, so they'll come out here and do all kinds of track and field events and stuff. But usually it's used just for the soccer, football. Also on Monday mornings, you see here the flagpole. Every Monday morning, all the kids from the school will come out here in the field. They'll stand. They'll do the flag raising. They sing the national anthem, and then usually somebody is giving some sort of a speech, whether it's a propaganda, political speech, or some news about what's going on in the school, or some sort of encouragement type thing. And then, I don't know if you can see it, but kind of right here, you see these gold plates here. We planted those trees back in April. Each tree represents one of our classes this past year. And so we planted them. So when the kids come back in the future, they can see that tree and say, oh, that's my tree. And on the plaque, it has each one of their names. I don't know if we're going to do that every year. I just thought it was a nice little touch that we had. And then you can see all the apartment buildings here off in the distance. When the school was built, everything got built up. There's a shopping mall that's been built down the way. So it's kind of gotten built up around here as a result of this school. Now the school hasn't been here for 100 and whatever years it's been. It was built, I think, less than 15 years ago. Before that, it was elsewhere. But the reputation it was started by some scholars or something. There's a story about it, but I don't remember offhand right now. Here, you see some of the women workers, and it looks like they're stamping down the ground. They were out here picking weeds out of it by hand, sitting on little stools. So it got torn up from all the soccer events and stuff, and so it looks like they're doing the repair work on that and getting it ready. But we have lots of hey, hi, and ni hao. And we have lots of workers here who do the street cleaning and trash pickup and stuff throughout the day, and they clean the buildings and stuff. And they're all primarily older people. I'm sure they're not getting paid a lot. And I try to give them all the love and respect I can, because I know it's not easy work, especially when you're that age and having to stoop and everything like that. The woman who cleans my building, I give her my personal recycling every couple months, the plastics and glass, and I just take it to her, and she loves it. Always saying hello to them, smiling with them. There's an older man here. He's sweeping all the time, and I talk to him, and, well, the best I can. So anyway, we have volleyball courts here. They don't get used very much. Volleyball's not very popular, but we got 4 courts. And I'm going to kind of walk down the middle. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Like I said, I can't show you everything, but I'm going to show you some of the most important places, I guess. So this, here, let me turn around here. Oh, sorry, Mom, I know you hate that. So that's the south gate that we were talking about, and this is the main road that just comes straight on up. So this will be coming to the center of the campus. As you can see, it's quite large. The outer road, there's a road that goes all the way around the outside, or the inner outer road is on the inside of the fence of the property. It's just over 1 mile, so I use that to gauge when I do my walking. We're walking past another one of the dorms. This is the girls' dorm. So they have separate buildings for boys and girls, of course. And then we have our little statue structure, whatever you want to call it here. Not sure what it really represents, knowledge or logic or something. And you see more basketball courts, and then the gymnasium behind it. So there's the play field, the soccer field, basketball courts and stuff. And then over this way, we'll walk over that way in a minute. Those are where the classrooms and stuff are. So let's see. This building right here is our music and art building. So they do those classes in there. And maybe we'll walk through it, I don't know. We'll see. I haven't decided what I'm doing yet. Now, what's interesting is, when I came here, 2 years ago, none of these trees, these are magnolia trees, none of these trees were here. And these little pillars with the birds on them, and then over here you see some more pillars with, I guess they're supposed to look like trees, weren't here. So all this was developed, I think it was towards the end of my last year here, or my first year here. So they're always improving, they're always trying to do something to make this a better campus, which is nice. So here's our gymnasium. I'm sure it's locked, it looks like it's locked right now, yeah. But it's just a gym, seating and stuff. Kids go in there, play badminton and basketball and stuff like that. And so, well, let's see here. I'll talk about this building here in a minute. So this is our theater. They have a large stage and seating in there for like live plays and ceremonies and stuff. It gets rented out, I think, by other organizations here in town. So, I don't know, it's pretty good size in there, not too bad. And then this building is that music and arts building that I was talking to you about. And then, let's see. So this building that we're looking at here, with the clock tower, this is where the library and our international department is. And they have computer rooms also. And there's even a museum, but it's never ever open. The museum is on the top floor here. The international department's on the fourth floor. Yeah. So where this walkway is that goes from the clock tower to the building, that's the fourth floor. And where that little sign is right there. And then this entire floor is the international department. So over here we have 4 classrooms, and then we have an office for the head teachers and the head teacher, the big head teacher. So there's 4 head teachers and then him. And then this building here is used for Chinese teachers. And also Ellie, her office is in there. So it's basically one of the classroom teachers' offices. The one that has a little balcony that goes over to it is the administration office, and that's where my boss's office is. His name's Frank. And then we can't see it, but just on right next to it, well, actually no, right next to it is the accounting office. And then the next set, maybe if I walk over here I can show you, is my office. Down below here is the library on both sides. And then this ramped roof building is another theater that we use, for our international department, and they rent it out. It's much smaller than the big theater. So, let's see, I'm 22 minutes now. I might have to cut this down later. But, so, that is the accounting office. No. Actually, it's weird because they built a wall in there. It was one big room, and then they split it into 2 offices. So, this side is accounting. You can't see the wall because of the curtain, but on the other side is our office. So this is where my office is, and my desk is right up against that window, so I get a nice window view. Pick that one specifically. I'm going to walk over here to the main gate. Actually, I'm going to stop this video since I'm going on 23 minutes. I didn't think it would be that long already. I'm going to stop this and restart it so that I don't have to do as much cutting and pasting. So I'll be right back.